I had an email from one of our newsletter subscribers asking me how to go ahead and double up receivers. So I thought I'd go ahead and show this in this video breakdown how to do it. In particular, what he wanted to know is how to go ahead and double up Randy Moss and Vernon Davis. So I thought I'd go ahead and show him, and the rest of you guys who don't know how to do it, I'll just go ahead and show you guys how to do it in this video breakdown. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. And for right now, what we're going to do here on the defensive side of the ball, we're going to come out in this defense here called 4-3 under, two-man under. So that's the defense that we're going to run. It's right here. And the offensive play that we're going to choose is just out of the single back twin tight end flex. And we're just going to go ahead and pick this play here because I kind of wanted to show this one because it winds up having the two receivers run two routes I want to talk about, or at least one of the routes I want to talk about, which is the corner route that's going to be ran by Davis. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So here's the defense that we run, the two-man under. And then the play that we're going to run as far as on the offensive side of the ball, you can see it. And I wanted to point out this route here that's ran by Davis. And he's lined up right here. He's running that corner route. All right. Now the question was how to go ahead and double up these two receivers. So what I wanted to go ahead and do here is show you a kind of a scheme that I run. Now initially I'm just going to run it the way most guys do this as far as doubling up receivers, especially when they run the two-man under. So I'm going to select this guy right here, which happens to be the free safety. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit the A button. If you're playing on the PlayStation 3, that would be the X button. And it's going to wind up bringing up this screen as you look at it here on the left. And you'll notice right here, the right stick right here, what you want to do is you want to press down, which is man coverage. So let's go ahead and press down on the right stick. And that's going to bring up the pass icons. In this case, Randy Moss, he's going to wind up being the X receiver on the PlayStation 3. That would be the square button. And so you want to go ahead and just press that. And what's going to wind up happening is, you notice, we're going to wind up now having the free safety. If you remember right, he was playing that deep zone towards the left. Well, now he's in man coverage on Moss. So you can kind of see that's what we got. So we got Moss here. And then we also got the free safety right here. So we got that man coverage going on them. Plus we also have another man coverage defender, which happens to be, of course, the right cornerback. So we have those guys all covering Moss, at least those two defenders. Now, if we look over here towards the right side, here's Davis right now. As you look at your screen, you're going to notice he's lined up right here. And the defender that happens to be covering him happens to be this guy right here, which is the left outside linebacker. Now, the left outside linebacker, in a lot of cases on most teams, probably isn't going to be able to cover Davis in one-on-one coverage. And that's going to be a mismatch that favors the offense. So what some guys might wind up doing is they may wind up taking control of the strong safety, and they might want to go ahead and put him in man coverage on Davis as well. So they wind up having two guys on man coverage here. As you look at it, you'll see that he's covering him as far as Davis goes. So we got the strong safety here in man coverage here, and then we got the left outside linebacker. So we got those two different guys covering Davis on his corner route. Let's just go ahead and run the play and see what happens with it. And just take a look at, we're actually going to go and throw to Davis here. You can kind of see he gets open. That didn't work very well, right? So you might want to do some adjustments with that. And for me, what I like to do is go into, back actually into the play call screen here. I'm just going to go ahead and get out of this particular thing. What I like to do is do something a little bit different that I feel like works a little bit better as far as when you want to sub players in, or as far as trying to go ahead and double up receivers. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the 4-3 under, this particular formation, since this is the one I want to show. Now keep in mind, you can do this globally, but for this, I like to do a lot of times with specific formations. So what I'm going to wind up doing here is I'm going to go ahead and hit the subs button, which is going to be the RB if you're playing on the Xbox 360. If you're playing on the PlayStation 3, that's going to be the R1 button. And then what I want to do is I just want to go ahead and select a defender to go ahead and cover him, or at least get rid of this left end, which happens to be a slower defender. He happens to be, I think, a 68 speed, the one that's in there right now. So what I want to do is go find a faster linebacker, if I have one, or even a faster end. In this case, I'm going to use a linebacker. Happens to be this guy right here, which is Smith of the Seattle Seahawks. So I'm going to go ahead and put him in there, in at the left end position. I believe his has an 86 speed rating, and that's the reason I want to put him in there. Generally, I like to have faster linebackers playing at the defensive end spots when I'm going to go ahead and double up the tight end or something like that. So that's what we're going to do here. All right, now let's go back into this and actually run the play again. Same play that we just ran. And as far as on the offensive side of the ball, and we're just going to go ahead and get Davis here another chance to catch it by running that same play. So let's go ahead and go back in here. So let's go ahead and double up Davis first. So we're just going to go ahead and double up Davis. Right there you can see that. Oops, got the wrong guy. Let's go ahead and reset the thing here. Forgot I already did that. What we want to do is go ahead and take control of him, which is the left end right here. Remember, this is the guy that I subbed in right here. This is the left end. And what we're going to do, initially, he's supposed to be rushing the quarterback. We're just going to go ahead and do that same thing I talked about earlier as far as go ahead and hot routing guys, as far as defenders to go ahead and cover receivers. In this case, we're going to go ahead and have the left end go ahead and cover Davis. Now, as you look at it, you can see that he's in man coverage on him as well. So we got him playing man coverage there. then we're going to go to the free safety, do the same thing here with him, and we wind up having these guys both in man coverage, and they're both doubled up by two different defenders. So we got Davis and Moss covered by two different defenders. So let's go ahead and take a look at the play this time and go ahead and run it and see what kind of success we have this time. Now, as you look at it, we kind of get a bracket there, and we get a little bit better defense is what we had earlier. Now, when I say bracket, if you look at it, anytime you hear a word bracket coverage, generally it means you got one defender high and one defender low of that particular receiver. Now, I'm not sure exactly if that's what we got here, but you kind of see that's what we're trying to achieve here. But we do got one guy underneath. If you remember right, when we did it with that strong safety, with the strong safety earlier, well, he would be way over here. Here's the strong safety right now as you look at your screen, and he's over here. And he was supposed to be covering him in man coverage. You can see there's nobody underneath him. If we were to go back and do the replay of that, you would have remembered right that there was nobody underneath Davis. Now if you look, guess what? We've got this left end underneath Davis right there. So that makes it a lot more difficult for them to make that throw to him than it would have been if we had doubled him up with a strong safety. And that's what I was trying to show here, is that I feel like, yeah, you're going to lose a little bit of a pass rush. You're only going to get a three-man pass rush, but you get a little bit better defense. Now as you look at it, one other thing, let's go ahead and zoom in on here. Like I said, we're not really getting a bracket type coverage is what I wanted to show here, but you are getting two guys on them. Generally, a bracket coverage would be something like this. You would have the one defender over here, up here, and then you had one defender down here of that receiver. But this is fairly close to that. But you can see that he is covered, which is nice, and then we're going to be able to go ahead and defend this a lot better than what I showed earlier. So that's the idea behind that. So I hope this video breakdown, a tutorial of how to go ahead and double up receivers will help you out. By the way, I forgot to go ahead and show Moss. Remember, he's running that deep in route. Well, guess what? He's not going to be too open either, I don't think, if he comes across. Here's the free safety. We got bump and run on him on the outside. We've got two guys there. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this, take a look at this a little bit. And you can kind of see he is getting kind of bracketed. Remember, I talked about having bracket coverage. He's getting kind of bracketed. There's two guys, one guy underneath, one guy over the top. Pretty hard for him to go ahead and get that completion in there. So you can kind of see that's how you can do something as far as to go ahead and double up receivers. Again, I hope this helps you guys out for those wanting to know how to do it. And if you guys got some more plays you'd like to see or some kind of breakdowns you'd like to see here, go ahead and send me an email at cobra@xsandosfootball.com. Again, that's xsosfootball at, let me redo that again, cobra@xsosfootball.com. You guys can go ahead and send them to me, and I'll try to get these plays out to you guys and these breakdowns. I don't mind doing this. Anything I can help the Madden community out, I'm always for that, and that's what I like to do here. So again, this is a nice little thing to go ahead and help you guys out with, I hope.